In the second part of how to navigate the company settings, we'll go through some other things on the list. So go ahead and log in and go to the admin screen, and from here in the top right hit company settings, and we covered up to employee last time, so let's start with inventory now. What we can do here is as we ring in and sell items, we can check to show an inventory countdown so that we can keep track of that real nice and clear. We can also select to refund inventory when we have a refund that comes in. Then not only do we refund their cash, they refund the item back as well. So every time you do a refund on an item, it would make your item count go up 1 if you have this box checked. We can also go ahead and check this box beneath it that says prompt for refunds return inventory, which means that when we do a refund, it'll ask us, it'll prompt us to select whether we are returning the inventory or not. So we can further keep track of things right there as well. Here we can select the default department for a quick create. We can also create a department that is specifically for quick create if we'd like. Here we can enable our low count alerts. So if we set a 2 par on an item and we go below 2, say we have 1 left in stock, then it will give us an alert every time that item is rung in saying that we are below the low count on that item. And also we can select this allow auto 86 of items, which means if our items have a 2 count in stock, then once we ring 2 of those in, then it will automatically gray out the button and 86 it, unless a manager comes back in and changes these settings, or the inventory count for that item goes above 0. And we'll just want to be sure to hit save if we're finished with all of this here. And next, moving right along, we have the ticket tab. So there's a lot of things in here. We'll just go ahead and go through the list here. So at the very top we have calculate tips before discount. So if an item has a discount on it and you put a grat on it, or you have these percentages down at the bottom here, then it'll calculate the tip before the discount, which would result in a larger gratuity or percentage. Beneath that we can select to print a barcode on a receipt. We can also select to send the price to a kitchen. If we send an open item with $2.50, then the kitchen will receive the open item ticket and they will also see the amount of $2.50 on that ticket. And if we go up to the right, we can see the print tip line. You'll most likely always want to have that on. The sign receipt on an iPad is a feature that we do offer if you would like your guests to be able to sign for their transactions on your iPad. Here you can select to not require a reason when comping an item, not recommended. And right beneath it we can select to not require a void reason when voiding an item, which is also not recommended. Here we can disable warnings on transfer if those get annoying when you're transferring items from ticket to ticket or from table to table. And here we can also select the customer name on receipt. If you have guests in your customer database and they're making a purchase and that ticket is printing off, then it will print their name on the ticket if you have that box checked. Okay, so beneath this we have our tip percentages. So we can put up to 3 tip percentages on the receipt if we'd like to inform our guests of percentages so they don't have to calculate it themselves. We can simply just tap one and put in the percentage amount that we'd like. We do this for the second and third as well. If you look in the third box, there's a 0. If a value is left at 0, then it will not show up as a tip line on the receipt. So if you look at what I have here, you would only see a tip amount for 20% suggestion and a tip amount for 25% suggestion. And the third tip box would not show up on the receipt. Also here we can put a footer and a second footer on the receipt if we'd like.